Hey mate, sell us your duck.
Oh, yes. You know it makes sense. Right. Mandingo. So welcome back to the Blot Outdoor Show, Mandingos. And thank you for joining me on another Friday night video, the old video gaga, if you know what I'm talking about. Today, I'm in the fine town of Richmond in North Yorkshire. It's only got a population of about 8,000, between 8 and 9,000 legends. You better believe it has. Oh, just having a little stroll here along the riverside, and then we're going to make our way up to the town centre. It's a lovely place. I haven't been for years, so I can't quite remember where to go, but it'll all come back to us once I start mooching around. Later on in the video, guys, you know the score. I'll get a takeaway from somewhere. I might be able to find a nice sandwich shop, get a couple of nice sarnies or whatever. Who gives a monkeys? This Mandingo will eat anything. You know the score, guys. I don't think I'm going to get recognised down here, but that's just the way it goes, guys. It'll be nice just to have a mooch around in a lovely little town, taking in some of the scenery, having a bit crack with you absolute legends. So yeah, let's make our way up to Richmond town centre, and I'll bring you I'll bring you Jack Black, Cilla Black, Bert Bacharach and Fleetwood Mac, and a Winnie Mandela and a Desmond Tutu, if you know what I'm talking about. Right, away. Yes, my manly dingleberries. I hope you're going to enjoy this video as much as I'm going to enjoy making it. I'm trying to do things where it's not the same thing every week. You know, where I'm going to these towns and cities and villages and loads of people are coming over to say, Mandingo, we love watching your channel. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love that. I love people coming over and saying hello. I love chatting to me subscribers. So if you do see us, don't be shy because your mum wasn't. Come over and say hello. What I mean is, when I visit lovely places like this, Richmond, because from what I remember it is a really nice, picturesque little town. I should be able to get some good footage, the old Nicki Minaj and my camaraderie, and that's what I'm trying to do. Want to mix things up a bit, you know, keep wild camping in different places, stealth camping in different places, and rather than just walking around bumping into legends, you legends, which I hope that does happen today. It'll be nice to bump into some people. I do also want to get some footage of a beautiful town. See, like the old churches and the old castles, and walk down the old windy streets. I think you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, that's a good start. Let's go, guys. Make my way up here, turn left, and that'll take us down to the town centre. You better believe it. St. Mary the Virgin, our matron. I know I said turn left, but let's have a look up here first, guys, and then we'll double black. I mean back. Down that way. Rice. French gate, Vorsprung Dirk technique, as they say in the back streets of Bordeaux.
Salah's your dog.
There's always a prick on a forklift truck, isn't there, to ruin the shot. Forklift truck wanker. Got like a market hall near. Let's have a quick walk round. I'll have to be careful with the camera because I don't think they'll want me videoing as I'm going round. Oh. Might be able to find Dane in here. You never know. Nah, I think it's going to be locked. This is like an old town hall or wherever it is. There'll be a new one built somewhere. There'll be a new one built with no character like this. I'm just talking to yourself in video. Is Dane in there? I was looking for Dane. 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 There's another a Mr. Dane. He told us to come and meet him in the town hall. And the door was locked, so no Dane. Alright. Dane! No. Oh, sorry, I must be in the wrong place, mate.
Next one down to the Window Market, this is the town comes downstairs.
Ah, right, it might be in the pub. Dane! Nah. No sign of Dane. You never know, guys. We might find Dane round by the castle. We'll keep looking. Just walking round the perimeter of the castle wall, guys. Lovely. Absolutely fantastic so far. Loving it. It's a nice day and all. It's a little bit overcast, but it's not cold or anything. Now, I'm starting to think about where am I going to get some food for the takeaway review ski beat later on. There was a pie shop called Taylor's Pie Shop down in like the square area. Down in the square head area, if you know what I'm talking about. I noticed people coming out with hot food. I already looked in the window and seen all the pies and the quiches, but obviously I want like a nice hot meal. But then I seen people coming out with hot food, so I went in and I asked one of the ladies, I said, what time's the hot food until? She went, probably not be very long because it's selling really quick. So I'm not quite hungry enough yet to have a meal. And you know me, guys, I normally order like 2 things. So yeah, we'll wait another couple hours. For now, I'm enjoying walking around here. brilliant. But I did notice there was a fish and chip shop over the road, forgetting what it's called. I looked on the sign and that's open till about 8 p.m, something like that. 8:30. So that sounds just the ticket for this Mandingo, unless I find something else even better. But I could just eat a nice cod neck and chips, and then we'll get something else as well. You better believe it, guys. Let's keep walking around. Let's work a hunger up for this big fat lad. And yeah, I'll bring you back very soon. I hope you're enjoying the scenery. Right. So back at the square area, the square head area. I think that's the fish and chip shop I'm going to go to later on. Aye. First we'll carry on having a mooch around. Alright, mate. Well, you're good looking. Sell as your dogs. What an absolutely beautiful place. When I have been to Richmond in the past, I was just like round up there in the square, well, it's called the Market Square, isn't it? I was just in that area. I never came down here before. Could be some good camping locations as well. Camping locations, mad for it. Aye. Tremendous. There's like a little calf thing there. I'm still not quite hungry enough yet to get some scrandingo, if you know the plandingo mandingos, but I could have a nice black cock in my mouth. Sorry guys, I mean black coffee. I could enjoy a nice black coffee, maybe find a nice little spot to sit down, relax for half an hour, talk to you legends and maybe answer a couple of questions. Why not? Got me Jurgen Cluffy, guys. Let's go and find a little spot to sit and chill out for a bit. Bit of a tight squeeze here. Luckily, I've always been naturally slim. You better believe it, folks. Oh, yes. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Sun's trying to break out as well. What a day. Are you enjoying this type of video, guys? Because I certainly am. I could do this quite a bit more. You know, where it's a little bit more sensible and I'm walking around showing you like a nice place rather than just me talking shite. I mean, we'll still have a laugh and we'll still have a joke on. We'll still see if we can find Dane. And you know, someone might even sell us the dog or the jawbone. But you know what I mean, guys, this type of mooch around video, because up where I live in the northeast of England, and then obviously I'm not far from Yorkshire, I'm not far from Scotland, I'm not far from the Lake District. There's 1,000 different places I can take you for a good old Linden gooch around video, just like today. Anyway, let's find a spot for my big fat hairy spotty arse, and I'll think of a question that I've got to answer while I'm having a black cock. Oh, sorry, I keep saying that. I mean black coffee. Right. Nearly finished my coffee. Soon as I sat down to enjoy my coffee, a family came along with a kid and the fishing net in the water. I thought, bloody typical. I've came all the way over here. Get your words out. I've came all the way over here. Why, I'm some lyrical genius. Out the way, everyone. And then as soon as I sit down, yeah, people there. I could have carried on talking, but when there's a family there and they've got the kid, I don't want to have the camera on them. It's different when you're up in the market square and it's busy. I've got to record. If I put the camera down there because there's people walking past, I won't be able to record anything. Have you seen these videos on YouTube when you've got like the auditors and people will come out like the places of work or just random people in the street and they'll say, hey, you need permission to record, or you're not allowed to get me on camera. They haven't got a clue of the law of that. You can record anything from a public place. I enjoy watching them videos. I'm not going to get involved in doing all that kind of shite. I enjoy doing what I do. And I've enjoyed this today. Right, while we're sitting here, I might as well answer a question. Dry mouth. Could have done with a bigger coffee. It was nice. £2.70, which is not bad when you're in a place like Richmond. But I could have done with a bigger cup. I get asked quite a bit about my catchphrases. Where do these catchphrases come from? Have I made them up? Have I copied them off someone? Have I heard it on the TV? Well, most of the things that I say, it's just things that stuck in my head over the years. Aye. I think the main one I say, the most popular one, is the "you know it makes sense." But I've like added bits onto it, haven't I? I'll say "you know it makes total sense," or total, absolute, total, complete sense. But that comes from Del Boy on the TV programme Only Fools and Horses. I think he said it on the very first episode, and he says it on nearly every episode from like the 80s up to like the noughties. The first person on YouTube that started saying it was the Fell Wanderer, who's got a fantastic channel. The first person I heard saying it on YouTube was Andy Wardle when he was out camping with his mates. But then I realised he must have gotten it from the Fell Wanderer, but the Fell Wanderer is definitely getting it off Del Boy, off Only Fools and Horses. Me and my mates used to say it at work. You know it makes sense, long before I started watching the Fell Wanderer. But yeah, he was the first man on YouTube to be saying, you know it makes sense. And then this man Dingo's made it even longer to, you know it makes total sense, or absolute, complete, total sense. The thing where I say rights, I've explained this before. There used to be a lad who used to work in my factory called Nicky. Big lad. He used to do the weights, 6'3", whatever. His hands were like twice the size of mine. None of us at work used to see it, and he used to say rights, and he used to say it for anything. You could walk past him on a Monday morning and he'd say, hello Chris, have you had a good weekend? And I'll say, yeah, just quiet mate. Went out for Sunday lunch with me wife and me mum and dad, and he'd gone, right. You'd even see him talking to one of the managers, you know, one of the managing directors, and he'd be in their face, right. So we started doing it, taking the piss out of him behind his back. So whenever we'd say anything to each other, we'd finish off and go, right. The early days of me videos, when there was like no one watching, but I knew some of the lads from the factory would be watching, I started saying it in my videos then, right, you know it makes sense. Because I knew the lads from work would get a laugh at my stupid comments, my stupid catchphrases. What else do I say? I talk that much shite, don't I? You better believe it. You know when I say you better believe it. There was a man used to work in the factory I've just left a year ago, called Bernie Giblin, and he would always say that. So for example, we might have been watching the England match the night before on the TV. So at work the next day I'd say, did you watch the England match last night, Bernie? And he'd say, aye, they were shite. And I would say, aye, they need to play with a bit more passion. And Bernie would say, you better believe it. Or it might be pizza night at work. And then after we've had our pizzas and we're back on the shop floor, I'll say, did you enjoy your pizza, Bernie? You better believe it. And it just stuck in my head. It's the same with, you know, when I say man friend. How am Mick, my little man friend, or whatever. When I was only 18 and I started working in a factory called Homeworthy Furniture in the Southwick area of Sunderland, there was an old guy, about 60-year-old, called Tommy Johnson. Used to be like a bare knuckle fighter when he was younger, back in the days when people used to fight properly, when you wouldn't get stabbed or kicked to death. And yeah, so if I walked past him and I'd say, hello Tommy mate, he'd say, hello there my little man friend. I was thinking, my little man friend? But then I heard him saying it to other people, older blokes who were like in the 30s or 40s, hello there my man friend. And it just stuck in my head. So I'm not very original, guys. I've just remembered loads of things of different people and then I put my little spin on it. But it works. What else do I say? You know what I'm talking about. I don't know where I've getting that from, but I must have heard it somewhere. And then there's probably loads of more shite. All the Uncle Bensky stuff, I've made that up myself. The Uncle Bensky beats International, Playboy, Bunny Boiler, British gas price of far too high in lifetime, all that shite. That's just stuff I've come out with. The Mandingo. I heard that on one of the very early episodes of Only Fools and Horses, where Del and Rodney, I think they're like in a gay bar, and the barman, the waiter, brings the drinks over and he says, there's the drink for Mandingo. And that just stuck in my head. And then me and my mate at work, Robbie Bird, we were like best mates in the factory. We used to work next to each other for years. I started saying to him, all right Mandingo. And then he started calling me it, and then just got in a habit of saying it. And then I started saying it in my videos because I knew he'd watch and he'd get a laugh out of it. And then the ho yes with the fingers, that was me and Robbie at work as well. You'd come in on a Monday morning, rough, hungover of drinking on the Sunday, and then as soon as you'd say each other, oh yes. So there you go guys, there's a little bit of crack. My coffee's gone, I might go and get another one because that was nice. And yeah, let's continue the mooch around Richmond and we'll work our way back up to the Market Square and see what we can see. You never know, we might bump into some legends, and then we'll get some food at the end from the fish and chip shop. Oh yes, you better believe it.
You alright? Loads of room.
Right. You know what makes sense. You better believe it. Oh yeah.
So you've got the castle wall up there, folks. That's the way we walked across earlier on. And then we went back towards the Market Square and we came back round and down. We've been down the riverside here. We've enjoyed a nice Gherkin coffee. Going to go around this way and round in a big circle. Earlier on when I was up there, I was looking down and it just looked absolutely beautiful. Loads of like windy streets and like a lovely area where the locals live. So let's go and check it out. We'll carry on talking some shite in the meantime. It's taken me about 50 minutes to drive here the day from where I live. And me and Mrs. Blott, With a sexy bod.
we were just talking this morning before I came out. And It was her idea, but yeah, it makes total sense. You know, it makes total sense. We were discussing, once I start and run out of local places, because this is still quite local, even though it's 50 minutes away. You know, it's not like I'm travelling across the country that these cars get past. One more car. Audi driver. I'm only joking. People probably say that to me. Land Rover driver. He's driving a big car to make up for something else. They're not wrong there, like. Air matron. Yeah, so me and Mrs. Block was saying, if I start and go further afield, you know, for these mooching around videos, and then I do like a little bit of a takeaway review at the end. I don't know if it's going to be this year, later on this year, next year, whenever. But when I start and go to like Manchester, Liverpool, Glasgow, Edinburgh, you know the score, guys, different places across the country, we were saying that I can book a hotel room for me, Mrs. Blott, and my son Preston. We can go in the hotel, get checked in, and then I can go for a mooch around, make me video, and then go back to the hotel and spend some time with Mrs. Blott and my son and make a night of it. Sounds like a plandingo, mandingos, if you know what I'm talking about. But I'll always have some scrandingo on the video. I'll always finish off with a little bit of a takeaway review. I'll treat Mrs. Blott and my son Preston. I'll splash the cash. I'll get them a Greg's pasty or a McDonald's or something. Right then, yeah, what do you think about that? Because I will have to go further afield at some point, but at the minute I haven't felt the need to, because there's hundreds of places not far from where I live. I might as well check them places out first before I do go further afield. Anyway, let's check out this bridge. Nice.
Sell us your bike.
Hey mate. Right folks, I haven't been down this way yet, so let's go and check it out.
Sell me your dog now.
Black Lion.
Oh, you cannot say that.
Unicum sock? Oh sorry, unicorn. The book. Air matron, you cannot beat a good book, if you know what I'm talking about. Right on. Oh yes, it's the world famous Van Dingo.
Just taking a mooch around this old Catholic church, and then we'll double back to the town centre. I'm starting to get a little bit of a munch on now, guys. Yeah, I'm starting to get hungry. So some lovely fish and chips. It'll just be the ticket for this Mandingo. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed round here. There was a sign said private property. I think that was for people coming round in the cars. Anyway, I was only having a quick look. And now we'll make like a tree and split. And we'll start and think about getting some Mandingos. Ho ho, yes! That certainly is the plan, Dingo. My pal Dingoes. Ricicles. A traffic warden here, putting some tickets on cars. Excuse me, mate. Excuse me.
Hello.
Is Dane working today?
Dane?
Dane. He does the same job as you. Traffic warden, like you're doing the traffic, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Aye.
Don't believe it's Dane, no.
Oh, he tell us to meet him along here next to the church.
There's a Des,
Des.
and there's another Dave.
Des and Dave. It's Dane I'm looking for, mate.
Dane?
Dane, aye.
Yeah,
Oh, it doesn't. I'll have a look round the town centre.
Okay.
See if I can find him. Sure, mate. Dane! Des and Dave, he says. No, Dane. Oh, why? We'll have a look and then we'll get some fish and chips. Des and Dave.
Hey, mate.
The traffic warden there. Not likely to be Des or Dave. Anyway, time to get some Scrandingo now. Mandingos. Fish and chip shops just round the corner. So, as usual, I haven't got permission to record. So as I go in, I'll point the camera down. Hiya, you alright? Right. Barker's fish and chips. Let's go and get some Scrandingo, guys. I keep the camera down, don't want to shove it in anyone's face. Aye, aye. Can I have fish and chips? What kind of pies have you got? None left. What else is there? Be easy if you just tell us what you've got, like. I'll have a chicken and mushroom, please. So there you go then, folks. We've got the Scrandingo from, I forget what it's called. Barker's Fish and Chips in Richmond. Happy dingleberries. So I've getting fish and chips with salt and vinegar on. I've getting a chicken and mushroom pie. I've getting a sausage with no butter. And a bread bun so I can make a nice chip butty. Oh, I forgot to get some sauce, but it doesn't matter. I've got salt and vinegar on the fish and chips. Right, I think what I'm going to do now is, can remember the start of the video where I started off down by the riverside? Let's go down by the river. Oh, yes. And do some serious brush here. Munching Gladbach. Oh, you know it makes sense. So here we are, folks. down by the riverside with the Scrandingo. It's a little bit breezy, so I just need to find a nice little spot out of the wind and somewhere nice and flat for my fat bot. So this is where we're going to do the Borussia Mönchengladbach, guys. Let's have a quick look and see what we've got before we dive in. So here we have... What the fuck's that? Where's me? They've given us the wrong thing. Hey, lie down. I asked for a pie. You heard her say, didn't you? A chicken and mushroom pie and a sausage with no batter on. And she said she was going to put them inside that. Instead, I've getting a battered burger in a bun. I'm not walking back. I've just walked down here like 5 or 6 minutes. I'm not walking 5 or 6 minutes back up and then back down again. This is obviously the fish and chips. Fair enough, them are nice chips. How can you get the order wrong? Somebody must have been given a chicken and mushroom pie and a sausage with no batter on, and I've gotten their battered burger in a bun. Right, let's just get on with it. It might be nice. Jesus, how do you muck a little order up? How do you mess just a small order up like that? Come on then, when I bring you back, I should say, we will be diving right in. Oh yes, my Mandy Dingles. It's time to get my 6-pack filled up with some Scrandingo. So first, I'm going to have my chicken and mushroom pie. Oh no, I'm not. A battered burger in a bun. Or is it a spam fritter in a bun? Let's dive in, guys. It's a spam fritter in a bun. Well, I've got to be honest, that is an absolutely lovely spam fritter. The batter is absolutely perfect on it. It came to £16.40 altogether, so I think I've been ripped off because this won't have cost as much as the pie and the sausage. But that's just the way it goes. I forgot to get myself a drink as well, because I was going to go back to the Blockmobile, and I've got a can of pop there, so it is nice though. When I was asking for the pie as well, she didn't have any ready. She was saying to me, what kind of pie do you want? And I was saying, well, what have you got? And then she was saying, well, if you tell us what you want, I can tell you what we haven't got. And I was like, wait, it'll be easier if you just tell me what you've got, and then I'll say, yeah, I'll have that. But that was nice. If I'd ordered that, I would have enjoyed it, and I have enjoyed it. I hope somebody's enjoying my chicken and mushroom pie and my sausage with no batter. Anyway, fish and chips. Oh. Some of the chips are a bit well done, but I don't mind that. Doesn't put much salt and vinegar on. I like loads on me.
I haven't put much salt and vinegar on at all. But them are nice chips, guys. They're well done, but they're not scabby. You know when you get them from some places and they're scabby and they're dry. No, them's nice and moist. And inside. Nice and soft. But just done, well done. Almost the perfect chip. Let's make a little chip putty with the bun. Hope it's a bun. Hope it's not a tea cake or an ice bun. You never know. Yeah. Oh, and it's been buttered as well. Happy days, guys. Come on. You've got to make a chip putty. Lovely jubbly. Everything's still nice and hot as well. The chips from under the fish are piping hot because they cook the fish fresh. Been a fantastic day, guys, and I'm finishing off having the food in a fantastic location. Fantastic location. Mad for it. Nice fresh bun. I could have done with some caricatona sauce or some gravy, but that's my fault, not their fault. It's the Mandingo's fault. I forgot to ask for some, but I could have done with a bit more salt and vinegar on. But we're not going to complain about that. Nice chip putty though, guys. Like I say, plenty of butter on, and the chips are quite moist inside, so you know it's not dry or anything like that. Oh yes, pet, this is what it's all about. Now I'm just going to make sure that that's still recording. Yeah. There's been a few times lately when it's been recording for a long length of time. The camera's just cut out. And I don't want it to cut out now when I'm eating. Seeing that mind, if I have to go back up there and get more food, at least I can get me pie and me sausage. Yeah. Spam fritter in a bun. Very nice, very tasty. Chips. Pretty good. Nice fresh bun. Now it's time for the main shit stain. The old flisheroonie. Hold on, I've got a fork in my pocket. Fucking hell. Oh yes. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Oh no, there's plenty of vinegar on that fish. She must have put the fish on top of the chips and then put the salt and vinegar on, so you couldn't really taste it on the chips. Yeah, that is a lovely piece of cod neck. Oh yes, this is what it's all about. As long as the fish is nice, it's happy dingoes. Harper's, was it called Harper's? In Richmond town centre. If you want pie and chips, it's a no-go. If you want some fish, spot on. Absolutely spot on. Well guys, while I'm finishing the rest of this splish off and a few chips, why not wrap up the old Scardingo? Bohemian Rhapsody up the old Scardingos. Portion size wasn't the biggest piece of fish, but really nice. So I would rather it be the size it is, it'd be really nice, than get a big one and just be shit and it just goes in the bin. I can't tell you how big my pie was, or the sausage, but the spam fritter, yeah, it was nice and thick, nice and moist. The bread buns I've had, perfect size for a chip sarnie, or to put the spam fritter in. Value for money, £16.40. I don't know, what do you think? In a town like Richmond, you probably are going to pay a premium, you're going to pay a little bit more. So £16.40 for fish and chips. Ooh, should have been pie, sausage, bread bun. Probably is a fair enough price, isn't it? Food quality, fish. 10 out of 10 for the fish, guys. Really good. The chips were quite nice. Some people might have thought they were a bit well done, but I don't mind that. The spam fritter was nice, even though it's not what I ordered. Bread buns were nice and fresh. Could have done with a bit more salt and vinegar on. But everything was okay, and the fish was really nice. But I've got to be honest, I can't give them a 10 out of 10 or even a 9 out of 10, even though the fish was lovely. They messed me order up and I didn't get what I paid for, plus I've paid more for the pie and the sausage compared to what the spam fritter would have cost. So weighing everything up, the fish is still saving them because the fish was really nice. I'm going to give them a 7.5 out of 10. I'm pretty sure that if I got the pie and the sausage, they would have been really good as well. But it's a 7.5 out of 10 from this Mandingo. You better believe it is. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. A little bit different, you know, a little bit of a walking tour around a nice place. A little bit of a change from people coming over, Mandingo, you know. But if you do see the Mandingo out and about, please come over and say hello. It makes the videos really good, doesn't it? When I meet you absolute legends of subscribers. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it, guys. I've had a great time. If you have enjoyed it, please give this Mandingo a big thumbs up. Leave a comment, it really does help the channel. And make sure you tune in on Sunday night for another serious stealth camp. You know what I'm talking about, and you know what makes absolute, complete and total sense. Oh yes! Rice cakes.
Oh, matron.
Hey, mate.
Hey mate, sell us your dragon.
Oh, it's the glove of self-love in Snowden. Oh,
Yeah. Right. This
Buddy,
has been kindly sent to me.
buddy,
Lovely bunch of people by the names of
Hey mate, do us a favour and sell us your jawbone. Your jawbone. Oh well, suit yourself. Bloody ignorant.
To ask really nicely, when you sell us your jawbone,
Hey mate, if I ask you really, really nicely, would you consider selling us your job? No? No way. Suit yourself and the ignorant. Sebastian.
right.
Right, here we are, Penshaw Monument. It's a blot. Schmick camped a couple of years ago. There's a few people up here. There's the tribe. Amazing views. You can see the sea over there. There's the sea. And I think there's been somebody else here as well. Following Mr. Blot, the Phantom Shader. Oh, matron. Oh,
matron. It's the glove of self-love.
here, mate. If I ask nicely, will you sell us your jawbone? Oh, wait. Suit yourself, ignorant. Dane! 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 Hi, Dane!
Oh, it's not Dean. You alright? Oh, it's not Dean. Oh.
And here, we're having a walk around the woods of Penshaw Monument, and we found some strange species. It's never been seen before. Oh, matron. Oh.
Why you some Julio Iglesias, aren't you? How are we talking Spanish? Oh, 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 matron. Oh.
Hey mate, there's a favour. Sell us your school bags like.
Ew, matron. It's the glove of self-love. Oh, matron. It's the glove
of self-love. Oh.
It's a condition I've got. Sudden shock-induces orgasm. I mopped myself down and drove straight over. Now, is she all right?
I'm afraid your daughter is dead.
Oh.
You know, it's make total sense. My very nice.